Hello, I'm EnterElysium. Welcome back, of course, to Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. This is a sponsored video, so let's do that spiel. You know it by now. This is a sponsored video, and so there will be some sort of implicit unconscious bias, so I will try and keep my opinion out of it, and you can make up your own mind based on the footage you see here. It is sponsored by Big Ben, the games people, not the Bell. Or the tower. There isn't a tower called Big Ben. It's actually called Elizabeth Tower. It used to just be called the Clock Tower, or the Clock Tower attached to Parliament. Didn't actually have a name until a few years ago. Then they named it Elizabeth Tower, so it's now Elizabeth Tower. But the biggest bell is nicknamed Big Ben. It weighs like 13.5 tons. It's a pretty big bell. Anyway, we're not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by the Bell. It's a game. Anyway, we're going to continue where we left off. If you're interested in the game, there is a link down below for you to check out. And I am, of course, playing with controller because Season 1 is now out as a free update for Xbox One and PS4. It's also on PC, where I'm playing this right now. We are going to go and continue Mind Plague. Mind Plague! NASA Orbital Pickthieves has detected a heretical tribe in an abandoned Imperial facility. The presence of demonic entities has been confirmed. Resources for a full-scale purgation are unavailable. Okay, well, someone needs to do better funding of the Inquisition. So the Order has opted for a surgical strike. Okay. Deploy and eliminate the moral threat. Sure. Subject, mysterious violence. Investigation led to an executed Adeptus biologist, marked for termination by the Inquisition for dabbling in heretical research. We've located his hideout in an abandoned underground facility. The site is marked by a mutant gang supported by Xenos mercenaries. Oh, yeah, there we go. They're the Dark Eldar. Rack Skinner. Kabbalah Warrior was the one before. Urgul Wretch. Ooh, hello. The industrial. Oh, it's an industrial. They're the worst. Succumbus. Lots of chest heaving going on. A sleuth. You're new. Hi. Right, okay. So, Void Pirate, Dark Eldar, Station Weapon, Chaos Cultist, clear the area of hostiles. Okay, let's do it. But didn't you say there's demonic presence here? The Dark Eldar don't normally... Right, well, I guess we'll need to find out what's going on. Now, last time we kind of used mostly my set of weapons that focused on the whole bio-lightning, because force lightning is amazing. It's so good. But I think this time we'll try and use my other build, based around fire. I might end up going back to the force lightning just because it is so good. But for now, we'll try and make the fire build work. It's still pretty powerful. Both my builds are, you know, pretty good. I don't have to worry too much about being very technical.
100,000 worlds, 100,000 wars. There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide.
No, I need to change my build. Go away.
There is only war.
Oi. Right. Please. Be kind enough to give me a second. Okay, that... Right, let's get our fire aura going on. And then... Molten Beam. Oh yeah, Molten Beam does the job. Right. Area effect. Oh, it's a good thing you used a flamethrower on me, because right now I think I've got a pretty high resistance to fire. It's also quite nice at this basic attack. Oh, that was a Kabbalah Warrior right there. That basic attack, you can see it's actually got an area effect. My other one with my other build is a single target attack. This area effect is pretty useful. But I don't have the same force lightning area effect either. Wait. These die. Molten Beam. Molten Beam makes pretty short work of the champions. It doesn't have the same air effect ability as the lightning, though. The Force Lightning had a pretty good way of getting rid of people, because it's something like a 2-meter wide area of effect. I'm not sure on the exact dimensions. Whereas the Molten Beam is literally like the first person it hits. No missiles. I'm gonna hide. And then come back. Hi there. Rack Skinner, no. Curse you, Inquisitor. That's a very polite way of cursing me. That Dark Elder champion needs to die. There we go.
Repent.
Okay, come on. There we go. Against these people, it's probably quicker just to use my force weapon. Now, of course, that's actually a force attack, so it's doing a pretty good job of reducing my heat. With this build, I find I'm never really going that high on heat. Which is good, because I'm pretty sure I get like a 75% bonus to damage because of my perks when I'm at 0% heat. There's so many ways to go. Hi, you need to die. I'm gonna get lost. I'm gonna get lost, and I'm gonna be... Oh, hello, it's a slip! No, no charging me.
No one's proud of it. Denigrating it. Sadistic mongrels.
Right, need to call them more firestorms, to be honest.
Slanesh is waiting for you.
That was a nice bit of lore right there. Slanesh is waiting for you. For a start, I'm a bit dubious about, like, saying the word Slanesh. Depending on the canon, some canon sources are just like, yeah, there's just names of the Chaos Gods. It's kind of calling a bloke Fred. It's like, hey, Fred. Cool, that's my name. Some of the canon is like, you know, saying the name of a Chaos God, because names of power is... It can hurt. It can hurt. Like, it will hurt your ears. It will hurt the ears of people around you. It will make your mouth taste all kind of weird. So you wouldn't really just chuck words like that around. So depending on the canon, you know, there are different effects. I personally like the canon where, like, names are weighty. It makes, you know, the whole Chaos God seem a lot more scary. I guess I should probably explain Chaos Gods. Yeah, the Forces of Chaos have 4 main gods. And I do mean main gods. There are lesser ones that aren't really considered gods so much. And I guess there is a debate about what a god is. They are really powerful. They live in the Immaterium. I have to explain what the Immaterium is. God damn it. This is a lot tougher than I thought it would be. No, I actually thought it'd be pretty tough. Either way, Slanesh is waiting for you is basically a reference to the fact that when Dark Elder die, their souls, their reflections in the warp, the Empyrene, the Immaterium, whatever you want to call it, go straight to one of the gods, Slanesh, who then gets to, like, torture them and eat them, and tasty, tasty stuff. Right, air effect, beam, kill streak. That's lovely. And the entire reason for that is Slanesh was created by the Eldar. Now, before the Dark Elder and the Eldar split off, technically I think the Eldar are actually the true representation of what the old Eldar used to be like. I guess, yeah, for the purpose of this, right, I'm going to call them the old Eldar. So, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, it was this galaxy, and it wasn't actually that long ago.
I am the sanctioned flame.
About 20,000 years ago. Oi, I'm trying to explain lore here. That goes for you as well.
I will rip your mind into shreds.
This is about 20,000 years ago. The Eldar were floating around, doing their thing, the old Eldar. and they were quite a powerful psychic race. Ooh, it's a Talos! They have changed a lot since my day.
There will be no mercy given or taken.
Oh damn, these guys are actually pretty tough. Please die. I'm trying to explain lore. This is kind of difficult. Can we take like a siesta or something? Anyway. That Talos is annoying. Back in my day, they used to just be weird, like, triangle-shaped hull things. With this weird scorpion tail and two big pincer claws. They've been made a lot more biological, which I think fits the Dark Eldar. Just... yeah. Right, now I've got to backtrack and see what I missed. Either way, a long time ago, roughly 20,000 years ago, the Eldar, the old Eldar, were kind of like the Dark Eldar are now. They were all about pain and suffering and excess and all that jazz. They were into a lot of, you know, weird stuff. Not a judge, but they kind of were. Okay, please don't do the thing. There we go. Now, the thing is, as quite a strongly psychic race, they had a pretty powerful set of powers and a pretty strong connection to this realm that all psychers derive their power from. Even my character derives their power from the warp, which is this other
You are guilty.
dimension that sits next to our dimension.
But you can certainly fight, Inquisitor.
Oh, more loot. And because they have such a strong reflection in the warp, you might call it their soul, you might choose to call it whatever you want, but they have a very strong element of their psyche in the warp. They are powerful psychers, but at the same time, that means that they're quite vulnerable and they can also cause a lot of mischief by, you know, disturbing the warp around their psyche, and it kind of reacts to them. The warp is basically a reaction to what's happening in the physical world. Long time ago, long time ago, it used to be a very placid place, actually, pretty boring and normal. Then there were mistakes made. Anyway, that's a long time ago and a completely different bit of lore. Either way, the Dark Eldar then were like, the old Eldar were like, oh yay, let's do all this really weird stuff and lots of dodgy things, and eventually their galaxy-wide spanning empire did cause a big kind of cataclysm, because so many very powerful, very excessive, very psychically numerous and powerful.
Kill the heretic.
One enemy left, really? Oh, I can see them on the map. Is it a turret? It's a turret. Hi. There we go.
You gave them death generously. My compliments.
Anyway, I'm going to take a second here, just to chill by this big hole, and talk about how Dark Eldar did the whole thing. Anyway, so the old Eldar were like, yeah, let's do all this weird, dodgy stuff about pain and suffering and excessive pleasure and excessive, basically everything, excessive sensation. And because of that, because their entire society was like really overboard about it, and also really psychic, they may have accidentally created, not summoned, created an entity in the warp that was a reflection of their society. Slaanesh. And when Slaanesh was created, a giant tear in reality appeared. That would be the Eye of Terror, as it's known in the Low Gothic, basically plain English, which happened in the center of roughly the average center of the Eldar Society's galaxy-spanning empire, destroyed most of their empire, Those that remain basically ran off and hid as far away as they could from Slaanesh. Some had kind of forgone the excesses and were like, this is a bit excessive. I'm nipping out on here on this big spaceship to get away from you guys. Those were the Craft World Eldar. Eventually, you know, we talk about them as vanilla Eldar these days, just normal Eldar. They are Craft World Eldar. There's a slight difference. But the Dark Eldar were actually basically Eldar. They were much closer to the actual Eldar from pre-Cataclysm. Either way, now that Slaanesh exists, and the strong reflection of Eldar souls, or personality, or whatever you want to call it, psyche in the warp, when they die, the bit of them in the warp, that soul, just goes straight to Slaanesh, and Slaanesh goes nom 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 nom. And destroys you or touches you to eternity. It's a little bit iffy. Some of the canon is slightly different to others, but basically the point is that's a fate worse than death. So they don't like dying. They specifically focus on this whole, like, we will cause pain to other people thing and make people suffer, and that causes our lifespan to go further on and on and on and on. So they kind of really fear death in that kind of way because they are trying to extend their own lifespans. The Craft World Eldar, on the other hand, carry little gems around with them, which when they die, their soul goes into that gem and they live on as part of the infinity circuit where their gem gets put in on their craft world. And then you basically got this big, like, consciousness of all these different voices from all the people that have died and got the little gems there. Which conversely means that whenever chaos evil people who worship all the chaos gods, including Slaanesh, kill Craft World Eldar, they then take the gems and then destroy them or damage them or feed them to demons or whatever, because, tasty, powerful psychic souls. I hope that makes sense. People said that the Inquisition one in the last episode, where I was talking about the Inquisition and all that jazz, made sense, which I'm surprised about, so if that made sense, then this probably made sense. This is a lot more cut and dried. Ooh. What is that purple? Force, damage reduction, HP. Have a look at it. I don't think that's going to be a winning proposition. Mainly because my stuff is really good. The raid was successful. Mutants and the Xenos mercenaries have been eliminated. The site turned out to be a chemical laboratorium that supplied forbidden and heretical substances to criminal elements in the system. Unfortunately, the rogue Adeptus biologist has escaped, but we have been able to compile a nospheric profile on his whereabouts. It seems like the Drukhari cabal has taken him to a decommissioned void facility, which they use as a hideout. Now, a nospheric profile basically means Wi-Fi. It's not exactly, but to simplify, it's basically Wi-Fi. Obviously, Wi-Fi being a relatively modern invention back in day, long time ago, and by that I mean probably only like 4 years ago, the mechanics didn't really have anything like Wi-Fi going on. They, mostly industry and so on, connections and cognites, etc., but no real Wi-Fi as such. Then one of the fiction books came along, where it started to talk about how this one mechanicus has invented this nospheric link, which allowed them to share data and so on wirelessly. It was more fancy than our Wi-Fi. I'm dumbing it down to just make it more an analogy between, hey, they realized that Wi-Fi exists and we should probably have something like this in the future. And it was just in that one book. And ever since then, it's kind of just become canon. Because we're like, yeah, this probably makes sense. We would have Wi-Fi. Future Wi-Fi. Let's do the next bit. Analysis of orbital pict feeds has detected a heretic tribe in an abandoned Imperial facility. The presence of demonic entities has been confirmed. Oh, yeah, just continuation of that one. I could take that thing that increases my damage by 50%. Scourge. Oh, that's flying Dark Eldar. Medusa, you were annoying. You took a lot of damage to kill. Slith also took a lot of damage to kill. A lot of these Dark Eldar peeps are pretty tough. Cabalic Warrior, not as tough. Marksman, oh. Yeah, the Cabalites are basically like the really basic people of the clans. Rack Skinner. Yeah, pretty standard. You know what, I want to go back to the command bridge, because I'm going to take one of the buffs that we've got. Oh yeah. Let me just look at this staff. No, 99, that's half the DPS of my current staff. That one is a higher level, but this one being a relic has actually got more stuff. Yeah. My current relic's better. That's not bad for a plasma pistol, but I kind of like my psychic powers. And I'm always going to like my psychic powers. I'm a psyker. That's kind of the point. And you know what I said about Slaanesh being attracted to, or more precisely, the souls being attracted to Slaanesh of these Dark Eldar? Same thing works for humans at a certain extent. All humans have a very, very faint background soul reflection in the warp, whatever you want to call it. Not all, due to the Necrons interfering, but anyway, the vast, vast majority. Some have a more powerful presence than others. Those are psychers, which are becoming more and more prevalent. There we go. Plus 5% damage bonus. Yeah! Oh, can I not use it? Oh, I can't use it. I do have a item currently active that I've just not used. Extreme Fortune. It gives me a buff on tarot missions. You can kind of make your own mission from tarot cards that you put together. It's kind of like a challenge thing. Might play on that later after we finish this if we've got time. But for now, we're just going to continue then. Actually, I can just activate it from here. And because of that, the whole, reflection of the warp thing, demons can be attracted to you. They can try and attack you in the warp and try and use your mind as a gateway. Normally, you have to be trying to channel or do something with a psychic power to kind of make a beacon in the warp, I think is the term. Oh, a grotesque as well. Okay. This is going to be a pain for me to navigate around. I'm going to get lost. Yeah. It's a purge mission as well, so I gotta kill everyone. I'm going to get very lost. Let's do it. Force lightning this time. I'm feeling the force lightning. Now, importantly, all... What's the word? It's not licensed psychers. It's all sanctioned. Sanctioned psychers in the Imperium have gone through all this training and so forth and so on and stuff. That means that they are allowed to do their psychic stuff.
100,000 worlds.
Within limits.
100,000 wars.
There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide.
Across the galaxy, there is only war.
Okay, yep. I gathered that. It's the tagline. Hello. Ah, oh, I've missed his powers. Hi, you. Hey, Lord, I would like to talk to you about...
Elysium awaits, Drukhari.
How amazing Force Lightning is. Oh, you're dead. Damn. Can't explain that to you anymore. Oh, well, these things happen. Activate our Death Ward, so if we die, we won't actually die. This is not the first time. Oh, that's my air effect. And let's try and just get around and do an AoE. Hi. AoE! AoE! Hello. I think there's a lot of you.
This was your last raid, Drukhari.
Are you still alive? No, there we go. Alright, they're dead. What's this? Oh! Some sort of buff thing. And that looks messy. Anyway, sanctioned psychers have a lot of training and stuff so that when they do all their, hello, I'm a sanctioned psyker, I'm doing all my business with my psychic powers. they don't instantly become a giant shining beacon. They effectively learn a way to shield a lot of their power from just leaking into the warp. And making them basically like leaking a bit of blood into the water around sharks. Because depending on the power of the Psyker, bad things can happen. The more powerful the Psyker, the worse things can happen. That's a generalization. It's not hard and fast. And yes, I know they're proximity mines, but you can just walk over them. And if you move fast, you're okay.
You're living on borrowed time, Drukhari, but not for long.
Thank you for dying. Whee! Hello, I have lightning for you.
The Xenos. Kill the Xenos.
Oh, you turned to stone. Medusa. Okay, I get it now. Right. Get my warp heat a little bit down, because it was getting a little bit up there. Wait, do I want to go that way, or do I want to go... I want to go this way.
Slaanesh is waiting for you.
See? It's a pretty good taunt. Basically saying, hey, you know, you're going to live an agonizing eternity. It's, probably the scariest taunt you could think of. I need to destroy that thing. Ah! Oh god, I'm being surrounded. Help me!
A once proud race, denigrated into sadistic mongrels.
Okay, that Talos is annoying. Luckily, my lightning, I think, has armor piercing on it.
The Emperor protects.
You can customize your psychic powers to an extent. I'm pretty sure I put armor piercing on my lightning. Oi! No using your weird flamethrower of acid on me. I'm not into that. Hello! I am going to use my AoE because it is amazing.
No mercy given or taken.
Okay, those scourges are really annoying. The buffs helped. Oh, my buffs had gone. I forgot to re-up them. Right. You, come here. Ah, it's a dead end. Always useful exploring. Ah, there's an AoE up here. Right. Take that. Oh, marksman. Whoa. No, no, no. Ow. They actually hit. You know, for individuals who are not particularly tough, they hit relatively hard. Especially when you've got 3 of them. I can't get through here? I can't get through that. Okay. Yeah, the Dark Eldar like to do a lot of things like this. This is basically Slaanesh's MO as well, because they don't really change a lot of what they did ever since they were the old Eldar. And of course, Slaanesh kind of was created by what they were doing, so they've got a lot in common. They wouldn't like to admit it. Now, here's the fun part. I don't know where I did not go. There is somewhere. Atmospheric music. Oh, that's a good indicator I haven't been here before. Things exploding.
The xenostate must be purified.
Just run into the middle and use the AoE. It's not the worst plan I've ever had. Hi. You don't really need Force Lightning. That's a little bit excessive, but I'm an Inquisitor, so excessive is kind of what I do. I can just be like, you know, it was extra thorough.
The mere existence of this Xenos scum
Hello.
is a stain upon the galaxy.
Yes, it is. Also, Force Lightning! Damn Scourges. Yeah, my, there we go. Warp heat's getting a little bit high right now. Occasionally you see these little green blobs appear. By grabbing them, you decrease your warp heat a little bit. Ooh, chest over here I hadn't grabbed. What? Now, the Season 1 update is basically all focused around these Dark Eldar, so I feel that having an entire chunk of this episode be me just trying to explain Dark Eldar and Eldar lore is kind of justified. It features a whole load of these new enemies, blah 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 blah, you know the drill. Is this where I started? But it is a free update, so it's out now on all consoles and also on PC. Oh, is that no, I thought that was a proximity mine. No, I've been here before. There's enough enemies left that's not a small... Not like the one person... There we go, hello!
The battle is swinging our way. One last push and the victory.
The battle's swinging our way. Mate, have you not watched what's going on here?
Dark Eldar, how exquisite is my hatred.
I'm just going to deliberately push my warp heat high. Because I fancy... Oh, hello.
Dark Eldar,
You serve
Oh,
the
will be
Emperor
no
well.
not high enough.
given or taken.
Okay. Well, I didn't get that lost. Could have been a lot worse. I feel that I should probably try and smooth out some of these symbols, just mess up a little bit. No, didn't work. Okay. Teleport! Now we're back. What's in the box? What's in the box? It is a load of rares, which sadly is not good enough to beat my relics. Okay. The void facility has been cleared of all hostiles. Some of the Dark Eldar escaped using portable webway generators, but all the operations have been terminated. So where the Dark Eldar ran off to is basically the webway. The webway is a weird one because while the warp is just full of demons and chaos gods and bad stuff, it's just bad. You don't want to be in the warp unshielded. That would be very bad. It's how we get around between stars fast. It's our FTL method, by the way. It's a very bad idea. But basically, you can walk around in the webway, which is a psychically constructed series of conduits, spaces, corridors, halls, some really large halls. I mean, big enough to carry huge spaceships. Like 40k spaceships, so we're talking kilometers long, easily. Not over-exaggerating, kilometers long. And parts of the webway can hold them. And the webway is this basically giant constructed series of tunnels and stuff in the warp. And because of that, because it's shielded away from certain things, that's where the Dark Eldar ran away to. The Eldar also use it to get around, and the Dark Eldar ran in there as well. And that's where they hide out. They've got the city in there, the main city. Komaragoth? I don't know how you pronounce it. The investigation has been concluded. The incidents of unwarranted violence have all been caused by an experimental chemical substance that created irresistible, sadistic urges in the victims. The laboratorium creating the substance has been dismantled, and all research materials have been taken into the custody of the Ordo. The inquisitorial assets have been assigned to clarify the true nature of Xenos involvement. There might be underlying conspiracy far beyond the scope of the recent events. Transferring to archive. Data entombment initiated. Case closed. Yeah. Oh. That armor is not bad. Oh, its ability... I don't know if its ability will override my psychic power, though. I think it will. That ability, I believe, is the one where you can make time stand still for a bit. A Redeemer helmet, cosmetic item. Ooh. So it's got 10 all resist versus my 4. It's got 21 damage reduction versus my 28. Damage reduction, range, movement speed buff, which is better than mine. Damage reduction. Mine's got more damage reduction, but only gets ranged. Plus 5 HP per hit. No, my armor's still better. It comes close, don't get me wrong, but my armor's definitely better. Let's look about this eyeball as well. 22 warp heat. This is my old one is 16. Bonus to all damage. Less good. Critical hit strength. This gives me critical hit chance. Yeah, my one's still better. Not massively so, but I'd definitely go with my one. Yeah. I'll have to empty my kit soon. It's getting filled up again. Yeah. Okay, all good here. I have to go look for that cosmetic. I don't know where the cosmetic actually goes. It's around it somewhere. By the way, these are the perks I'm talking about. For instance, retrograde psychic domination. Psychic powers gain a damage bonus inversely proportional to the current warp heat compared to maximum warp heat, plus 75% damage at 0 warp heat, no bonus at maximum warp heat. So a whole crap load of bonus damage if I attack from 0 warp heat. 75% is not to be sniffed at. Boons from psychic powers last twice as long, so my positive effects on myself, my buffs last extra long, which is great. And each kill reduces warp heat by 1. That's a pretty good way of reducing your warp heat, especially if you use something like a psychic power with an area effect, because, you know, you might pay 14 heat to cast that, but if you kill 6 people, you're down to 8. You've almost halved the power. It makes horde clearance powers very cheap to just spam. I do like that one. I have to look where this helmet is. Hello. Oh, I overshot. It's not an appearance, is it? No, that's just for the appearance of my stuff. I wonder if it's extras. Helmet. There we go. Redeemer helmet. Well, that looks pretty cool. Maybe not what I'd go with on a Psyker. I tend to leave my Psykers open-helmed. But yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that. Let's look at it properly. If I go to you, and then go to appearance. Normally I'd go without, but you know what? I feel we need a change. I'm down with wearing the helmet for a little bit. Sure. Anyway, this has been an episode of Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr, Season 1, Mind Plague. That's the worst thing to get in the title. Anyway, I've been EnterElysium. It's been sponsored by Big Ben, not the Bell, the game studio, not the tower either, because it's not a tower. If you like, you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I think we'll do one more video as well. And I think we might even try, I don't know, like a tarot mission or just a random pre-gen mission. Sorry, not pre-gen. Procedurally generated, not pre-gen. It's different. It's very similar wording. Either way, I'm gonna go before my head bursts from psychic feedback. Till next time, stay shiny.